वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योगा शिक्षार्थमेक पुरुष पुराना श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीर धारी कृपाम्बुदीर्यतमहं प्रपद्ये मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारणम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So, Hare Krishna, warm welcome everyone in the study of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So we continue our study of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and again fascinating journey, fascinating dialogue between Krishna and Arjun. Mm, And this is all for us only to help us out. Krishna doesn't need any help. Arjuna as such also doesn't need any help. Help is needed for me only. It's a very personal Krishna consciousness. It has to become very personal engagement as well. It has to become. Krishna is a very personal person. So Arjuna realized now personally for himself that he needed help. He needed counseling. He was in need of help. He was in need of some refinement. So, like Arjuna realized this thing that I have lost the plot. I've lost the plot. See, such a great warrior, moralist, knowledgeable, everything, but he realized, okay, I've lost the plot here. So, for us to know that we are losing the plot or we are lost the plot, it's actually a sign of awakeness or being in an awakened state or a sign of advancement or a sign of knowledge. To think that no, I have not lost the plot or I've got it, that that's a sign of ignorance. What possibly can we get in material realm? Like our friend Evie, right? Uh, Evie's mom says this thing, right? That if you are practicing Krishna consciousness, that's fine. But come to the real world and live in the real world. We have to be in the real world as well and live in the real world. Something like that your mother says, right, Evie, sometimes. And actually,
Something like that everyone says.
yeah, yeah,
It's fair,
true.
fair point.
Yeah. But actually, this practice of Krishna consciousness, as we practice, we'll get to know that this is the real thing. This is the real thing. This is the substance. This is what everyone should be doing. And again, having said that, doesn't mean that we have to quit from society. We have to go abandon society. No, that doesn't mean. Arjuna didn't quit society. Arjuna didn't quit his warrior duty. No, rather, Krishna helped him fulfill the duty of soul. So it's not an alternate option or a choice practicing Krishna consciousness. Rather, it is the natural. It should be the natural proclivity of a living entity. So, with this aim and aspiration, what is natural? So, we try to dovetail ourselves into this natural sense. We try to merge ourselves, dovetail ourselves, uh, refine, cater, mold ourselves, coming to our original real identity and our original real behavior functioning in. Yeah. So, with this mm, aim, aspiration, with this prayer, with this longing, desire, we continue study of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So chapter 7, text 19. Bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha Okay, if we read translation and then purport, both of you can share. So we can read one per paragraph and maybe next paragraph Harsha can do.
After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. The living entity, while executing devotional service or transcendental rituals after many, many births, may actually become situated in transcendental pure knowledge that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the ultimate goal of spiritual realization. In the beginning of spiritual realization, while one is trying to give up one's attachment to materialism, there is some there is some leaning towards impersonalism. But when one is further advanced, he can understand that there are activities in the spiritual life and that these activities constitute devotional service. Realizing this, he becomes attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and surrenders unto him. At such a time, one can understand that Lord Sri Krishna's mercy is everything, that he is the cause of all causes, and that this material manifestation is not independent from him. He realizes the material world to be a perverted reflection of spiritual variegatedness, and realizes that in everything there is a relationship with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Thus he thinks of everything in relation to Vasudeva or Sri Krishna. Such a universal vision of Vasudeva precipitates one's full surrender to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna as the highest goal. Such surrendered great souls are very rare. This verse is very nice. Oh yeah.
This verse is very nicely explained in the 3rd chapter, verses 14 and 15 of the Svetasvatara Upanishad.
Sahasra
Sirsa
Purusha
Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapata Sa Bhumi Vishwato Vritvat Tyadishtada Dashangulam Purush Avedam Sarvam Yadabhutam Yacha Bhavyam Uttamrat Tattva Shreyoshano Yadda Netati Rohati. Lord Vishnu has thousands of heads, thousands of eyes, and thousands of feet, entirely encompassing the whole universe. He still extends beyond it by 10 fingers' breadth. He is, in fact, this entire universe. He is all that was and all that will be. He is all that was and all that will be. He is the Lord of immortality and of all that is nourished by food. In the Chandogya Upanishad 5.1.15, it is said, Na ve vacho na chakshum na shrotani na manansita chakshate prana iti evachakshate prano hovetani sarvani bhavanti. In the body of a living being, neither the power to speak, nor the power to see, nor the power to hear, nor the power to think is the prime factor. It is life which is the center of all activities. Similarly, Lord Vasudeva, or the personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna is the prime entity in everything. In this body, there are powers of speaking, of seeing, of hearing, of mental activities, etc. But these are not important if not related to the Supreme Lord. And because Vasudeva is all pervading and everything is Vasudeva, the devotee surrenders in full knowledge.
Anujari translation.
After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare.
Krishna consciousness gives us this opportunity to become rare actually. To understand our rarity. Again, I say, uh, because we are very blessed to be practicing Krishna consciousness. We should have pride of it, but I mean, I don't know what's the good word in English. Yeah, we should have pride of it, but I don't know. We shouldn't be puffed up. I don't know what is the English for puffed up, or mm, it's kind of, we should be having pride that I practice Krishna consciousness. Yes, again, the pride should not be in my practice or in my efforts, or that I'm so pure or I'm so advanced or I am so uh, this pious that yes, I practice Krishna consciousness. No, that should not be. It should, Krishna consciousness practice is not to show to the outside world that look, uh, I'm practicing Krishna consciousness, such an evolved practice, such an evolved vision and philosophy. No, it's not to show it to the outside world. Uh, it is for one's own self purification, uh, one's own cleansing of the heart. Rather, if at all, one should realize how fallen am I, how fallen. Everything is there available so nicely for us, but yet my mind is so much all over the place. So Krishna consciousness gives us this option to experience our rarity. And having said this rarity, it's not like to put someone down, okay, as if you lot are unique. Well, we are unique because how many actually the four regulative principles at gross and not just gross, subtle level also. Us practicing devotees at gross level, it is difficult to follow. What to speak of subtle though? Huh? The four regulations, no meat eating, including egg, fish, onion, garlic, huh? This. Then no intoxication. Alcohol is understood, including what? Uh, tobacco and cigarette, understood, and even tea and coffee, caffeine, tea and coffee. So no intoxication, no meat eating, no gambling, and no illicit sexual relationship. So not just on gross level, even at subtle level, this is to be followed and practiced even at subtle level. And then these are the don'ts and do's. What minimum 2 hour, minimum 16 rounds. Japa kind of devotees practicing devotees chant. Those who are initiated, they chant 16 rounds plus more and on. And throughout, again, then the 16 round is not the process. The Mahaprabhu, what process is? 24 hours 7. Kirtanya Sadahari. 16 rounds is just to come to a level of sanity more. Whole is Satatam, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and this is what Prabhupada Acharyas want us to be ever engaged in Krishna consciousness. That's the minimum benchmark to be ever engaged in Krishna consciousness. That's the standard we aspire to attain. That's the consciousness we aspire to attain. That's the mood we want to attain. So it's not like a job done for the day. I've done my rounds or I've done some reading, hearing, and I'm free for the day. No. So in this sense, we can see 8 billion, roughly, approximately, I believe the world population, human population is 8 billion. Now we can see of is this 8 billion human population, how many would be following one of these four regulations, two of these four regulations, three of these four, all four regulations. So they are doing nothing. But how many would be there who wouldn't be adopting a spiritual practice but following these four regulations? Very, very few, very few. And actually, without a spiritual practice, we cannot follow these four regulations as well. Very difficult. We cannot. It is the chanting on japa, doing japa, listening to classes, reading, hearing, associating with devotees, which gives us the strength to follow these four regulative principles. And we should be following not just at gross level, even subtle level, yeah. So it is a path of further and further excellence, further and further refinement. And the more we practice, the more encouragement we'll find. Now, bahunam janmanam ante, na? Jnanvan mam prapadyate. So, I bring the translation again. What is the, this is like a question, okay? So, what is the symptom of someone who is knowledgeable? Anujari translation again.
After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare.
So, what is the symptom of knowledge, or how do we understand if someone is knowledgeable? Yes, he's a knowledgeable person or she's a knowledgeable person. How do we understand?
By his speech,
Okay, any other thoughts? By his surrender, no? One who is actually in knowledge, he surrenders unto Krishna. He understands Krishna to be the cause of all causes. That's what knowledge is for, to surrender unto Krishna, to fall in love with Krishna. Then speech and everything will come about. Everything will come about. Thing is, we have to bring Krishna in the center of our life. And that would easily come about when we bring devotees at the center of our life. When we make devotees our priorities in our life, na, then the practice will also become of importance and priority for us. See, when Prabhupada met his divine grace, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in the first meeting itself, Prabhupada was instructed or told that this is an emergency. The Krishna conscious message has to be passed out just right now. It's an emergency situation. So likewise in our lives as well, we can never afford to be very casual. We have to understand the, I mean, a person who has understood that he's in a very precarious situation. He's such a fortunate person. Again, the charm of Bhagavad Gita will come more and more magnified once we understand the position of Arjuna. If we can somewhat experience, if we can somewhat imbibe those emotions, see those emotions. Arjuna realized that he's treading on thin ice. He realized that he's in a very precarious situation, in a very precarious state. Uh, so that is a fortunate thing. In society, it is not considered fortunate. If one considers himself that, if someone considers in society that having this question, oh, who am I? Why there's so much of suffering? Uh, who is God? So society doesn't consider these questions so valuable or important, and it's not generally encouraged. Rather, family, friends, society, they would say, okay, it's okay, maybe take a nap, have a cup of tea, somehow to get distracted and somehow to cover it up. But someone who realizes that I'm living in a very precarious situation, he's actually fortunate person. So Bhagavad Gita teaches this, that is knowledge, to understand that I'm in a very shaky situation. That's knowledge. If someone takes that, no, it's all fine, it's all going to be fine and all, I'm fine, everything is fine, then one is living in ignorance. Now, ignorance, it's good to go beyond ignorance and come to a stage of knowledge. Even better is come to a stage of then transcendental knowledge. Realize practical knowledge. Just understanding that I'm in a precarious situation doesn't help. Now something has to be done to come out of that precarious situation. This is what Arjuna did. He surrendered to Krishna. He surrendered to Krishna. So then, by Krishna's grace and blessings, he was able to come out of that precarious situation. So the symptom of knowledge, or who is knowledgeable, Gyanvan mam prapadyate. So who is Gyanvan? Who is holding that knowledge? One who knows that Vasudeva Sarvamiti. This should be our general basic knowledge understanding. That Krishna is all in all. Vasudeva. One name of Krishna is Vasudev. One who is the son of Vasudev. Vasudev. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Everything, all in all. Krishna is all in all. Everything. Krishna means, okay, I ask this question. One word, how you can define God with one word? Again, this is like nothing like, okay, yeah, this is the real thing, in the sense like this is the correct definition, this is the true definition. Something which helps personally my mind to understand. So, can you think of a word by which you can say, okay, yes, this one word sums it up in a way, say,
All pervading.
all pervading, okay. Anuja,
All loving.
all loving, okay, nice. Harsha,
Creator.
creator. All pervading, huh? And all loving and creator. There's something still all pervading doesn't really sum it up all together. Doesn't really sum it up. One could still be all pervading, but there could still be a missing, say, a link or a missing thing. In the sense, same with creator and all loving. So say, um, how about this? I mean, this is some food for thought, say. So how about this? God is someone who is all capable, all capable, all powerful, all capable. So in the sense, someone could be all pervading, but a person's like through his power, right? Through his power. So someone who is all capable, all powerful, then he's limitless. No? Then he can well be all pervading. Yes, he's all pervading. Why? Because he's all capable. He's all powerful. Just creator, then how, what about destroying? What about operating, maintaining and all? But someone who is all capable, then he can create as well, he can easily destroy as well, he can easily maintain as well. Someone who is all capable, he can love also and he can teach also lovingly, he can teach also punishingly, harshly. All capable, all powerful means he's completely independent, mm, he's free, no jurisdiction. One who is the root cause of everyone. God means the source, who is the real source. So Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Sarvamiti, na? One is the cause of all causes. That is Krishna. So, Krishna is someone who is perfect and complete and beyond. All contradictions can easily reside in Krishna. That is the thing. That is God, in whom all contradictions can sweetly reside. Hmm. In Krishna, everything is settled. Krishna settles everything very sweetly, very sweetly, easily. No problem, no hassle for Krishna. The only thing is becoming a bit of a hassle or problem for Krishna is at getting my attention, getting my wholesome attention. Krishna is very choosy picky, na? He likes full absorption. He likes complete attention. He wants me exclusively. And I'm not able to give myself exclusively. Why? Because I like sailing in two boats. I like Krishna as well and I like Maya as well. I have my own agenda as well and I understand okay a bit of Krishna consciousness. And this is why my life is full of up and down, up and down. But this verse can help us. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. This world is a physical world, is it not? Physical world of cause and effect. Uh, But we have a limitation in the sense someone born in say 2000, hmm, 20 plus years now or 20 plus years old. What do we say? Okay, his life started in 2000. But that's not what Krishna consciousness teaching is. Krishna consciousness teaching is life is since eternity. So the Krishna consciousness morality or teaching is what? We are as old as Krishna. Not a day less, not a day more. As old as Krishna. Now, is this not fascinating? Is this itself not so peace giving? How could there be, like, we should not have fear of death at all. Rather, a sincere practitioner, he would be awaiting for the call of death. Oh, come, death. Why are you not coming now? Huh? कृष्णा त्वदीयपदपङ्कजपञ्जरान्तम् अद्वैव मे विसतु मानसराजहंसा प्राणप्रयाणसमये कफवातपित्ते कण्ठवरोदनविधौ स्मरणं कुतस्ते. It's a beautiful prayer in Mukund Mala Stotra. Everyone should read that book, Mukund Mala Stotra. There's so many books which everyone should read. Mukund Mala Stotra is one of them. So it's like in poetry form, and King of South India, Kula Shekhara, he wrote. Prabhupada gave purports on the first six only, I think, and then he dropped that book and he started translating some other book. And but his disciples kindly gave purports on the remainder. I think in total there are 53 shlokas, if I remember correct, or 55 or something less than 60. And his disciples gave. So this one is, I think, text 33, and Prabhupada loved this very much. Krishna Tvadiya Pada Pankaj Panjarantam. So it says on the lotus feet of Krishna, Tvadiya, Krishna Tvadiya Pada Pankaj Panjarantam Adveya Visatu Manas Rajahamsa. Please let the swan of my mind, without any duality, go and take shelter, get absorption and concentration, and find its love and peace at the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. Why? Because right now I'm in a good state, right now I'm in a good shape. So let my mind go fully and let me give up my life now itself. Let me give up my life now itself. Huh? Why? Because prana prayana samaye kapavata pitte. At the time of leaving the body, prana prayana samaye. At the time of leaving my body, kapavata pitte. Na? Huh? So this body is what? It's a machine of bile, mucus, and air. And kantha avarodhan vidau smaranvanam kutaste. So at the time of leaving my body, I will be all choked up, completely choked up. And at that point, how can I kind of possibly think of you? How can I remember you? How can I see your sweet face? So, Krishna, right now I'm in a good consciousness, in a very healthy Krishna conscious state. Just let me pass away right now. So when we are genuinely in love with Krishna, na, we would be a devotee would be waiting for that to come. He would be really hankering. When will that day be mine? When will I give up this body? Hmm. What is that Vaishnava song? Uh, Kabe hobe bolo se din amar. I think Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote this song, right? What? When will that day be mine? When I get free from material sense enjoyment, everything, and when will that day come when I give up my body? So it is all in preparation towards that. Life is all a preparation towards that. That is living in knowledge. That is something which can never be just covered up. No, that is the real reality. So Vasudeva Sarvamiti, Krishna is the cause of all causes. This is a physical world of cause and effect. So someone born in 2000, in the year 2000, we may take that, okay, that life has begun then only, and there is no track record, there is no behind this history. No, there is. We are not aware of it, but Krishna is all aware. Krishna is all capable means Krishna is all aware as well. All powerful means yes, Krishna has the power to see past, present, and future. All powerful means yes, Krishna has the capacity to be all pervading. So, what this sloka, what I get is all contradictions can easily reside in Krishna. He's the cause of all causes. He's the cause of, he can create any contradiction, he can easily contradict any contradiction as well. Uh, Vaktum व्यक्तुम अव्यक्तुम कर्तुम अकर्तुम समर्थ iti. What is doable, Krishna can make it undoable. And what is not possible, Krishna can make it easily possible. That is, Krishna is the cause of all causes. So this is a physical world of cause and effect. Again, someone's life, when it starts, we don't know what karmas and desires are bringing. Huh? But surely they have a role to play. We don't know the full picture. Lord Brahma knows a much larger picture than what we know. And Krishna definitely, he knows the entire picture than what we know. Why? Because he's the cause of all causes. This is what Krishna is stating. He's claiming, he's saying, Arjuna, that if you're really in knowledge, or this is the way to become knowledge, this is a sign of a knowledgeable person who understands that Krishna is the cause of my existence. So we are not like some chemicals or some bubbles. No, the very fact that we exist proves that actually we can understand. I mean, there's no physical proof. No one can prove and no one can deny as well. But for simple faith oriented hearted person, the very fact that I exist, yes, Krishna exists. Just the very fact that I exist. In this I mean, in our dealings as well, this is again a physical world, right? Behavioral world of dealings and all. So, in our dealings in this world, we deal with our mind and senses, and nothing it surprises us. Oh, what caused that? There must be some cause. There must be some trigger point. Is there anything we can say in this world which is without cause, which has which is not which has not got a cause behind it? If we try to say something which is not got a cause behind it, I mean, if we say police wouldn't take a court of law wouldn't take for an answer if I go and give some justification which is causeless, which is baseless, which has not got a valid reason or argument. So nothing as such is cause. If at all, it is my lack of knowledge, ignorance. But that doesn't mean that there is not a real answer behind it. There is not a real cause. I do not know it, but doesn't mean that Krishna does not. Krishna knows it, na? Krishna is the cause of all causes. So we all have a cause, and cause can never be a point. Cause can never be a void. Cause can never be impersonalist. Cause can never be a light, hope, or ray. No. When we say, okay, Krishna is light, Krishna is hope, Krishna is ray, okay, that's in a way glorification, or in a way it's like not a glorification as well. It's in a way it could be like uh, real one has not understood Krishna then very nicely or sweetly. So thing is understanding Krishna being the cause of all causes. That is the sign of one's advancement, or that is the sign of one's intelligence or one knowledge. In the field of science, we see, okay, where is the reason or what is the effect, what is the proof, right? This is a world of duality of cause and effect. And when we go down this, so many pathways, there's that's, what is it called? Um, Family history tracking, right? Okay, the source, and where can we go further down? One generation, two generation up, three generation up, four generation up. How many generations can we go up? So it's like this: either we consider our cause to be nothing, which is chemical evolution. Is that the cause? And is it that we are caused by some then animals coming into picture, into motion, and then from animals coming into humans? Could that be the cause? Even if that's be the cause, then why? What is the point of worry? Why do we worry? There's nothing to worry. In earth we come, from earth we come, if we consider, and from earth we go. If that is all in all, then why do we worry? The very fact that we exist, the very fact that we worry, the very fact that we want to be ever happy suggests what? That we are anti-matter. We are something higher than matter. Uh, We are spirit, and we are Krishnas. And life gives us this opportunity to understand. So Krishna consciousness teaches again to appreciate life, to appreciate the beauty, to appreciate the gift of life, and to value that, to respect that, to honor that, to see on the bright side of life, and to see on the brightest side of that. Brightest side. There's some things we say, right? Immediate cause or a remote cause. Like some devotees help understanding through some examples. One of which is a train coach. A train, it may have say 10 coaches. Now we know coach 10 is pulled by what? Is connected to coach 9, right? It's connected to coach 9 and it's being pulled by coach 9. Coach 9 is connected by coach 10 being pulled by coach, sorry, 8. Likewise, coach 2 is connected to coach 1, pulled by coach 1, and coach 1 is connected with the engine, and coach 1 connected with the engine, and in the engine there is a driver. There's a person who is sitting, who is pressing all the buttons. Even if we may get an automated train, but there's someone now who made that automation, who made it happen. We don't say that, okay, there's the immediate cause, okay, I'm being pulled by coach 9, I'm being pulled by coach 1. But the remote cause is engine, the remote cause is the driver, the engineer. And Krishna is the supreme engineer. We need to understand this. And then when we find our shelter in Krishna, the supreme cause of all causes, then we will find all resolve in life. So again, I asked this question we had discussed previously as well. Who can say that he is in peace? Who is always in peace, or who can be always in peace? I'm not sure how best to put this question though. Maybe if this is still good enough. This is the question. Who can understand, who can say that, yes, I am in peace? One who has, yes, Evie?
Someone without knowledge.
Or can he claim that, okay, I'm in peace? Someone who has got no knowledge, say.
Mm.
We see someone without knowledge would be more troubled, right? Because without knowledge, he would be acting a bit wrongly, and then the outcome will be also painful. It won't be peace giving. Okay, how about this? Well, we know the peace formula, the ultimate peace formula Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, but one who has resolve in life, one who has resolve in life, he is in peace. Now, if I book a train ticket and I missed my train, but if I have resolve, then I am at peace. And if I manage to catch my train as well, fine. If I have any situation, any condition, if I have resolve in that situation, in that event, in that condition, in that moment, then I am at peace. When I don't have resolve, then I'm in not at peace. So it's finding that resolve. ना समाधान जिसके जीवन में समाधान है उसके जीवन में शांति है जिसके जीवन में समाधान नहीं है ना उसके जीवन में शांति नहीं है भले इससे कुछ ही हो जाए वो कितना ही मिल जाए उसके पास समाधान नहीं है अगर if one has resolve in life come what may situation whatever is the situation but if he is resolved he is at all peace. And this resolve is what we need to attain. Having this resolve means one who is doubt free, one who has got no doubt, then there's nothing stopping him to excel in the practice of Krishna consciousness. So our resolve should be what Krishna is the cause of all causes. When this becomes our resolve, then every aspect, every question, there will be every clarity we need in life for excelling. And come some hardship struggles or bad news, or actually we can see them as so-called bad news, and who wouldn't get perturbed or disturbed by it. We can see the temporariness, the fickleness, and we can see it is all because of Krishna's call to me to help me grow, to purify me, to make me come closer to Him. He's releasing the burden I'm carrying on my shoulder of attachment, of ignorance. So one who has got resolve in life, he can always be at peace. I lost some money. If I am at resolve, then no problem. But if I'm not at resolve with it, then wow. Uh, so there are many things we carry, we harbor in our heart in very subtle form. Like how much forgiving am I? Do I struggle to forgive? How much have I hold on to my chest? This holding on to my chest is not at all a good thing. It doesn't help me. It makes my heart heavy. So one should not hold on to one's chest. This is why one shouldn't hold on to pride or any definitely vanity. One shouldn't hold off to this name, fame, popularity, and one shouldn't hold on to any grudges as well. No. So Krishna is saying, nah, understand me to be the cause of all causes and just give everything to me. Krishna can handle. Whatever we cannot handle, Krishna can easily handle. And whatever we think we can handle, Krishna can make it a complete roller coaster for us easily. So the best is Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sutulava. So we try to become that rare soul. We understand that our connection is that engine, the driver. So Krishna is our real connection. Uh, Lord Brahma says in Brahma Samhita, Ishvara Parama Krishna. What sort of Ishwar is he? He is the Param, the greatest. And Krishna. His name is Krishna. He's the controller. What sort of controller? Greatest controller. Who is he? Oh, that's Krishna. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha. What do you mean by Krishna? He's a embodiment, he's a personality of all joy, bliss, and eternity, knowledge, pure. He's that embodiment, that person. And what's his personality? Full of knowledge, full of joy, and full of eternity. Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. It's the beginning, the beginningless, uh, and the cause of all causes. That's Krishna. So Krishna is perfect, complete, and beyond. And we can see There's so many, na? Like Krishna, fear personifies fears from Krishna. But we see in Damodar Lila, in Ukal Bandhan Lila, Mother Yashoda runs after Krishna and Krishna is crying. He is fearful. He's fearful. His lips are shaking. Tears are rolling from his eyes. So he's perfect and complete. W- What sort of God is that who doesn't fear? Say? One can say na, that okay, your God is incomplete then. He doesn't he has no fear. No, Krishna has fear. But fear from whom? To from whom? Those who belong to him, heart and soul, the Brajvasis. Krishna fears from the Brajvasis because he's bound up by love with them. All his attachment Krishna has reposed in the Brajvasis. So Krishna fears losing them. We fear what? Losing material attachments because we have material attachments. Because consciously we are heavily matter, if not purely, we are heavily matter centered. This is why now we see others as material bodies. We do not see others as Krishnas. But here is an opportunity to see Krishna as the cause of all causes. So we can have this santosh, na? We can have this peace. Krishna is the supreme controller. This has happened in my life. I'm practicing Krishna consciousness. Krishna has sanctioned it. Ultimately, it has been caused by Krishna. My karma is there, my desire is there, but I'm practicing Krishna consciousness. It is in a Krishna is trying to help me. He's trying to grow me. He's trying to advance me. I take devotee association, and this life could be the my last life, last material life. That should be the impetus for us practicing Krishna consciousness. So Krishna is perfect and complete. He also fears. But from whom does he fear? Not from us, not from material nature or any demigods. No. He fears from Brajvasis, his own devotees, his own. He doesn't, and that fear is not out of that. The fear we carry is material fear, and Krishna fears. Krishna is all spiritual. Brajvasis, they are all spiritual in their consciousness, na, fully. So he fears that separation or that I do not disturb them, or that sort of fear. And Yogmaya does this arrangement to let Krishna forget that he is the supreme personality of Godhead. Likewise, in our practice, when we have to fall in love with Krishna. When we fall in love with Krishna, we see Krishna as a person, as a sweet person, beautiful person, the most sweet, the most beautiful, the most charming, the most attractive. And then the concept of Godhead is also becomes fickle. It will become very subtle. It will become very fake. Say, no. So Krishna, Lakshmipati, Vaikuntapati. Uh, Actually, we see such paradoxes in this Damodar Lila, right? The Lakshmipati, Vaikuntapati, but what does he do? He becomes a thief. He becomes thief, and what does he do? He steals butter, and Yashoda mother Yashoda runs after him. So why? Because he stole butter. Now look, Vaikuntapati, Lakshmipati, but stealing butter. So that's Krishna, perfect and complete and beyond. Beyond. Having just saying perfect and complete is also not complete. Complete as in all incompleteness also resides in Krishna easily. All completeness, incompleteness, everything resides in it. He's all capable, na? So we feel that okay, uh, we do stealing and all, and Krishna is all one-sided, all good. So his stealing is also good. Our stealing gives us trouble, puts us into trouble. But Krishna's stealing, it enhances his joy, it enhances the joy of Brajvasis. That sort of cause is Krishna. So if anything happens in my life as well, if I take it as the cause of Krishna, then I can also see that joy in that event which is happening in my life. How do I come to that realization? Is by having loving relationship with Krishna. And that loving relationship Krishna can be strengthened, can be understood when we are in a loving bond with devotees of Krishna. Again, the devotee association also has to go very refined. It can never be casual devotee association. Can never be casual. We should never take casual association. We should never give casual association. No. So all such contradictions we can see in Krishna's pastimes easily residing in him. Uh, uh, Greed is not a good emotion, right? Krishna is not greedy, but we see again in that same Krishna becomes greedy for milk. Krishna becomes greedy. He becomes angry. Look, what sort of God is he who doesn't become angry? No, Krishna becomes angry. What sort of God is he who doesn't become greedy? Krishna becomes greedy. Krishna became lusty. So much of desirous. But everything spiritual, everything one sided, which is all good, that is Krishna. So the ultimate cause, and this is why cause also sometimes bring this negative connotation. Okay, then why is God bringing bad to me? People say, right, why good people have to suffer in life, or why bad people get good things in life? See, the answer is the understanding, the answer, whatever we say. Uh, it's not good people receiving bad things or bad people receiving good things. People are people only, and whatever we are receiving is out of our karmic reaction only. So we are getting what we are due to get, what we are our fair share, everything. And this life helps us to go beyond right and wrong, to go beyond the duality. And we can go only when we start falling in love with Krishna. To fall in love with Krishna, it is very essential to understand Krishna. Otherwise, how do we fall in love with Krishna? So Krishna is helping us understand I am the cause of all causes. So I am your cause as well. And I am the supreme controller. I am the all capable. If you just take shelter of me. If we read translation once again, I'm bringing it up in the screen.
After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare.
So the effect of knowledge should be what? That we surrender unto Krishna, right? Like right now, what are we doing? We are surrendering ourselves, right? We are giving our time. It's uh, it's also perhaps wrong to say that giving our time. Time is Krishna's time only. It belongs to Krishna. But we are giving time in studying Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and we are giving our mind as well. So we are helping ourselves build up. So the effect of knowledge should be what? That we surrender unto Krishna. And surrender unto Krishna meaning surrendering unto the uh, expectation of Krishna. What does Krishna want from us? We do that. That is humility. Whatever Krishna wants, yes, I do it. That is humility. Simple. Whatever Krishna doesn't want, I don't do it. Simple. Krishna wanted Arjuna to fight. Arjuna fought. He's the most humble person. So much humble, he killed millions. That is humility. Krishna desired. We cannot do it. No. What is Krishna saying us? Again, as we discussed, right? In two shlokas, the whole Bhagavad Gita is covered up. Man mana bhav mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Mame vashi satyam te pratijani priyosi me. Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam saranam vraja. Ham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshashami masuja. So, what Krishna wants from us, that think of me, worship me, pay your homage to me, offer your obeisances to me, fall in love with me. Then uh, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I will take care of everything and free you from any fear. So if we follow this, then yes, this is real humility. And see, after many births and deaths, signifies that how advanced or how, uh, if I may use, say, top notch, the practice of Krishna consciousness or coming to this understanding is. How many, again, this human population of 8 billion, most of us are in deep slumber only, deep slumber. Many of us uninterested in spirituality in any form or shape. Those who are a bit interested, they have created a hotspot spirituality of their own accord. If you see, those practicing Krishna consciousness are so blessed. So we can never afford to have any sort of self pity or looking down upon ourselves in any form or shape. That doesn't mean again that we have this license to say that okay, I'm better than others. No, we are in a perhaps in a better position, but saying that I'm in a better position doesn't help. Na, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, right, until and unless we had darshan of Krishna, we had that seva for Krishna. What have we pride have we got? And once we get darshan of Krishna, there wouldn't be any pride remaining in us. So after many births and deaths, how many times lives we have anyways wasted in ignorance or didn't manage to come up to a good standard. But this is an opportunity that we can actually see that gain this knowledge. And the effect is of knowledge is surrendering to Krishna, knowing him to be the cause of. There must be some cause, now. There must be some trigger. We say, oh, why did you get angry? Because you use this word and I really get furious when you say such a word to me. So there is some trigger. So who is that ultimate trigger? Krishna is that ultimate cause. And such a soul, great soul is very rare. Okay, any thoughts, questions or comments? So beautiful. Purport, realizing this, he becomes attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and surrenders to him. At such a time, one can understand that Krishna's mercy is everything, that he is the cause of all causes, and that this material manifestation is not independent from him. We see everything is so beautifully summed up in Prabhupada's purport. Each and every purport gives us the whole philosophical understanding of Krishna consciousness. And we have to think. Does he thinks of everything in relation to Vasudev? So a living entity, we should be thinking of everything in relation to Krishna. And when we come to that vision, then yes, precipitates one's full surrender to the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna as the highest goal. Then there won't be any gap in our consciousness. Right now, we have lots of holes in our consciousness. Okay, any thoughts, question, or comments? We are sentient being, right? We meet up studying Bhagavad Gita, there's some cause, there's some push, some impetus behind it. So we scale ourselves further up. We shouldn't, it's a path of ever excellence. So we can never afford to say that, okay, I've got enough. No, no. In society, one who says I've got enough, he considers himself successful. Right? That's seen sign of success. Yes, he has got enough, plenty. But in Krishna consciousness, that's not a healthy sign. We can never say I've got enough, I've got plenty. It's all paradox. One would say that, okay, no, I'm missing out. I'm missing out. I need more. I need more. So we are in a better position, but then that doesn't, being in a better or in a advanced or in a head start doesn't mean that we have made it. We have to complete the circle fully. And the sequence is amazing. Like few shlokas above, right? Krishna said four people, kind of people who come to him, four kind of people who do not come to him, whom he appreciates. And then he says, look, Arjuna, just take me to be the cause of all causes. कामेस्तैस्ते ऋतज्ञानः प्रपद्यन्ते न देवता तं तं नियममास्ताय प्रकृत्या नियता स्वया. Okay, Harsha read translation.
Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures.
Neha read purport. Neha, would you be able
Those
to?
who are yes, those who are freed from all material contaminations surrender unto the Supreme Lord and engage in his devotional services. As long as the material combination is not completely washed off, they are by nature non-devotees. But even those who have material desire and who resort to the Supreme Lord are not so much attracted by external nature because of approaching the right goal, they soon become free. Is recommended that free from all material lust. In the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, it is recommended that whether one is a pure devotee or is free from all material desire or is full of material, sorry, myself, sorry, or desire liberations from material contaminations, he should in all cases surrender to Vasudeva and worship him. As stated,
in Bhagavatam 2.3.10 akama sarva kamava moksha kama udarati tivrena bhakti yogena yajate purusham param.
less intelligent people who have lost their spiritual sense take shelter of demigods for immediate fulfillment of material desire. Generally, such people do not go to the Supreme Personality of Godhead because they are in the lower modes of nature, ignorance and passion, and therefore worship various demigods. Following the rules and regulations of worship, they are satisfied. The worshippers of demigod are motivated by a small desire and do not know how to reach the supreme goal. But a devotee of the Supreme Lord is not misguided because in Vedic literature there are recommendations for worshipping different gods for different purpose. Example, a diseased man is recommended to worship the sun. Those who are not devotees of Lord think that for certain purpose demigods are better than the Supreme Lord. But a pure devotee knows the Supreme Lord Krishna is the master of all. In the
Chaitanya Chaitamit Adi 5.142 it is said Ekala Ishvara Krishna Arasabhabritya.
only the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna is master, and all others are servants. Therefore, a pure devotee never goes to demigods for satisfaction of his material needs. He depends on the Supreme Lord, and the pure devotee is satisfied with whatever he gets.
translation पढ़िए.
Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desire surrender onto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own nature.
So much the pitfalls na in life. There's so many pitfalls, and Krishna is so kindly helping us out to understand where are the pitfalls and how can we save ourselves. So those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires, we all can understand, right? When we are too materially absorbed or affected or having harboring many materialistic desires and all, our intelligence loses path with us there, huh? Uh, because when we are so materially, when we are angry also materially absorbed, then we lose any good sanity sense. When we are so carried away by lust, greed, anger, illusion, pride, such material desires to create, then we lose our intelligence. So material desire is just this thing. No? Intelligence, what is real intelligence? Again, the intelligence is what to surrender into Krishna, to love and serve Krishna. That's the highest intelligence. That's the use of intelligence. The intelligence will find peace, will be very happy actually. But because we are after the energy of Krishna, not Krishna himself, we want this temporary fickle energy of Krishna, external energy of Krishna. We are so enamored by this glamorous energy of Krishna, external energy of Krishna, that we lose all our intelligence. We lose intelligence. Why? Because we allow ourselves. It's not like we get swayed. Okay, we get swayed away by test and temptations, by Maya. But genuinely practicing Krishna consciousness, we would take responsibility. And we cannot put a finger on Maya or on karma or desire or my partner, my boss. No, it is our personal individual responsibility. So I allow myself to be swayed by material desires. And what to do if I'm too absorbed in material desire? The intelligence has to be blocked. It has to be blocked. How can we go in a movie hall and how can we relish a movie with lights turned on? When we are in movie hall, the lights have to be turned off. There has to be darkness so that we can relish the movie, so that we can put ourselves in those emotions, that experience. Likewise, when we are materially absorbed, the intelligence has to be shut down, it has to be blocked. And the practice again, it helps us to come to our true intelligence, true understanding. And when we are materially desirous, then we will go follow any path, follow anything uh, to get whatever we desire. And the Krishna consciousness practice, it's a very self-purificatory process. But material desires, worshipping demigods, so many material desires, it is largely based out of, see, worldwide it can be seen. Worldwide, the practice of religion worldwide, the highest majority is practice based out of fear or practice based out of some desires, material desires, fulfillment of material desires. Uh, it is undeniable. We use God as a crutch. First of all, we do not understand God, and if we understood, we wouldn't be using Him as a crutch. But with our wrong understanding, also, we think that okay, some God, and we try to use that God as a crutch to fulfill my own agenda. And if that God doesn't work, we hop and jump. Okay, let's go here, let's go there. So we are heavily driven. Really, this is speaking about religion, and even outside of religion, also people in general, us humans only, right? So we are heavily driven by actions out of fear, acting. or our motivation or inspiration inspired out of fear or out of desire, sense gratification. They say, right, developed countries, there's rampant atheism, say, there's not much practice of God consciousness. By developed countries, generally, one of the thought is developed countries, they have so much material comforts, they rely on government or there's good money, so we don't need God. And developing or underdeveloped countries, well, there's so much of physical struggle, hardship, so they need God as a hope, as a concept, something that they can give their mind to and get some solace. So practice should not be based out of fear. Practice should not be based out of some motivation, some desire based, and it shouldn't be based just out of duty. Krishna consciousness is a practice out of pure love. At least it should be out of pure love. Fear would be there, fear of losing out the association of devotees. Fear of Maya would be there, should be there. Uh, Then desire what? To all channelize all our desire, harmonize or dovetail all our desires towards one desire only. ये प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा. So this is why na taking shelter of a spiritual master. Shri Guru Charane Rati, ऐसे उत्तम गति. ये प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा. So when we find our resolve, this word resolve is a good word. I find so much peace for myself in this resolve. So if I have my resolve at the lotus feet of a spiritual master, if I have my resolve at the lotus feet of a devotee, uh, the lotus feet of a pure devotee of Krishna, then through my having that resolve, all the all my desires would be fulfilled. All my so one may say, right? Oh well, I desire a house, I desire a car, I desire this much money, and I take shelter of devotee. But Krishna didn't fulfill these desires, and I took with sincerity the shelter. What will Krishna do? He will make us oh, kind of come above those desires. So automatically, Jiva, he would be filled with, he would be through materialistic desires altogether. ये प्रसाद है पूरे सर्व आशा. Attachment to the lotus feet of the spiritual master. It should be one's life's heart and soul, and that will purify all one's desires. Again, desires, fear, they all have both sides. We currently are harboring material desires, and we have to, life gives us this opportunity. How can we navigate it towards spiritual desires? Right now, we have fear because of material attachments. Then also, practicing Krishna consciousness, fear will be there. But fear of what? Fear of that I don't lose this practice of Krishna consciousness. I do not lose devotee association. I fear to offend any devotee. I fear to offend the holy name. That fear will be there. And these are healthy fear. This is healthy desires. So kamesteste rite jnana prapadyante anya devata tam tam niyama mastaya prakriti niyata swayam. Krishna is saying like uh, through our own nature, according to our own nature, what? Ini, mini, mo, na? We do this pugam pugai uh, thing and we choose, okay, no, I will go with, I want this thing, I will go here. And this all like spreads mm, a subtle form of atheism. Whatever suits you, you follow. And you follow by your way. We don't want to follow life by our way, as we previously discussed, right? Practicing Krishna consciousness, a devotee would wholeheartedly tell Krishna, "Oh Krishna, here is my free will. Kindly take my free will and don't give me this thing. It's such an obstacle." This is why spiritual master is required. Why? Then spiritual master, I'm no more. This should be the aspiration that I am no more free. I'm the property of my spiritual master. I've given my free will to my spiritual master. And now Gurudev, use me as you like. how you like. This is such a highest emotion, highest expression of love. This is love, to give one's free will. That doesn't mean that I do not exist. No, I still exist. But free giving my free will means I allow Krishna. I allow Krishna to use me the way he likes. Yatha tatha va vidadhatu lampato. Mat pranas nite nisevayatha. Now Krishna, I give, so that is what is desired, that is what should be done, that our willingness should be just to love and serve Krishna. Otherwise, carrying this free will, carrying this material mind, emotions and intelligence, wow, if trying to satisfy our mind, we can never feel satisfied, we can never feel satisfied. Rather, we will feel always the pressure. So it is not a path of concocting, okay, no, this is what I've been doing from tradition. My grandmother used to do it. My grandmother's mom also used to do it. No, it's not a path out of just my own concoction or my way building up. No. And the practice of Krishna consciousness, again, it is so much in the mode of goodness. But generally, we do not have high ambition. We do not have high desire. Our desire is what matter only we desire. So we go towards demigods, and it's not like just an Indian thing. Problem is same worldwide. What is the problem? Material consciousness. Just packaging is different. Within the Western society as well, there's a different form of demigod worship, or there's a different form of worship, say. And in many cases, there is broadly atheism very much. Okay, any thoughts, question, or comments? Again, this slokas from 20 further till 24, 25, they can be taken in a sequence also. So I think for today we'll leave it here, uh, unless you have any thoughts, questions, or comments. And we continue from 20. We'll try to understand a bit more 21 from tomorrow. Okay, so guessing there is no thoughts, question, or comments. So thank you very much for your patient listening and participation. Hare Krishna.